Part of our demo today is going to be about Vim. This is my favorite part of today's demo, and I'm really excited about this. Vim is a very interesting and powerful text editor, and the people who are masters of using Vim are faster and more efficient of programmers than anyone else I've ever met. So I'm really hoping that you start using Vim. I'm not going to require you to use Vim, but at some point in your career, someone is probably going to expect you to use Vim. I've been at 5 companies, and all of them have expected me to use Vim for some day-to-day things. So make sure you learn Vim. I would really just recommend that you learn it now. And you're going to be tested on it in this class anyway, so you might as well get used to learning Vim. Cool. So let's talk about Vim. So right now, if I do a PWD, I'm in Lect 3. Let's do an ls, and we should see a demo.txt. Great. So let's figure out what the last lines of demo.txt are. So it has nothing in it right now. Great. So let's write something into demo.txt. This is a Vim demo. And I'm going to write that into demo.txt. Awesome. So if I tail out of demo.txt now, it should just say that this is a Vim demo. Let's open this up in Vim. So each of you should have Vim already installed, and let's open it up and see what we get. Opened up Vim, we see something called this is a Vim demo. This is awesome. Great. So let's try actually typing something. Let's write my name is Suresh. That was weird, right? I typed my name is Suresh, and all this weird stuff happened basically. So I don't know what just happened. I'm not really good at Vim. So here's the most important thing that you need to know how to do in Vim. Undo things. So let's just go and press escape, undo. That's going to get you back to before the last thing that you ended up doing was. And undo in Vim is so good. I don't know how it works, but it just gets you back to exactly where you want, basically. So before I typed my name is Suresh, it just had this is a Vim demo. I pressed escape U, and it got me to exactly where I want to be. So that brings us to our first command, how to undo things in Vim, which was escape U. Now let's talk about the second most important thing. A very unintuitive thing to do is how to quit Vim. There's no like X or anything. You can't just like exit unless you want to press this, but that's not great. You don't want to just close your terminal every time. So the way to escape out of Vim, to quit out of Vim, is escape:Q. So again, that's escape:Q. That gets you back into your terminal, and that's great. One thing I want to say is Vim, the entire point is you don't have to use your cursor at all. You don't have to use your mouse. You shouldn't have to use it for any purpose. So again, we're going back into Vim, so we just open the file in Vim. So now let's talk about some more interesting things, like navigation. So if we want to go one word after where our cursor is. So our cursor is currently at this. Now let's go one word later. So you press W. So escape W will get you one word past where you currently are. Great. What if we want to go all the way to the beginning, all the way to the end of a sentence or a line? So what we're going to do is escape $. So escape $, gets you to the end of a line. Escape caret gets you to the beginning of a line. Now let's say that we have more things in this file. So let's add another sentence. This is really awesome, isn't it? I'm really liking Vim, even though it's confusing. Great. So now let's say that we want to go back to the beginning of this line. So escape caret gets us to the beginning. What if we want to get to the end of the entire file? Now we're going to do escape G. That'll get you to the last line, and then you can do escape caret to get, escape $, to get to the end of the last line. Similarly, you can do escape GG, and that'll get you to the beginning of the first line that you have. What if you have an extraneous line that you want to delete? So if we have some line that says this is a bad line and we want to delete it, we need to delete it. Let's delete this out. So the way that you delete the line that the cursor is on is escape D. Escape D is going to tell you to delete, and then you have to specify what you want to delete. So if we do another D here, so escape DD, that's going to delete the line that the cursor currently is on. Now the magic of Vim is that you can actually combine different commands. So D is to delete, so you can actually say you want to delete everything until the next word, for example. So if we want to go to the next word, do we remember what that is? It's going to be W. So if we want to delete to the next word, you can do escape DW, and that'll delete the first word that you have in your sentence. Similarly, if you want to delete 3 words in a row, you can do escape 3D, W. Yep. So escape 3DW, let me do that again. Escape 3DW. And that's going to delete 3 words in a row. What if you want to delete everything from the cursor all the way to the end of the file? How do we do the end of the file again? We do escape capital G. So now all we have to do is escape D capital G. And that'll delete everything until the end of the file from your current cursor. So there's a lot of powerful commands that you can chain together in Vim. Able to navigate around Vim, we've been able to add and delete different things. Let's talk about and we talked about getting into write mode. So if we don't remember what write mode is, you press A to get into write mode. So you can type different things in Vim by entering into insert mode. So when you're pressing escape normally, you're going to be in a mode called read-only mode. So here, if we type my name is, it's not actually typing anything. But if we type escape A, and then you type my name is Suresh, it's going to type whatever you have verbatim. Sweet. Sorry I didn't go over that before, but that is how you actually get into write mode. Now that we've gone over that, I want to talk about how you can copy and paste different things. So now there's a third mode. So we have when you press escape, you go into read-only mode, and you can't really type anything. If you press A or I, you'll go into edit mode, and then you have a third mode called visual mode. So to get into visual mode, you press escape V, and now this highlighted text is visual mode. It's what your cursor is selecting. So again, we're not using our mouse, we're actually selecting things using the arrow keys. So whatever we're selecting, we can actually cut it by using escape C now. Escape V, and now C. So we've pressed C in visual mode. So you don't want to press escape, you want to press escape V and then directly C. And now you have that cut and copied into your clipboard. And then you can press escape to get into read mode, and then paste with escape P, basically. So now if we want to paste something once, you can do escape P once, or you can do escape 10P and paste it 10 times. So that's really great. What if we want to do the last command one more time? So we did a 10P last time. Now all you have to do is escape dot, and then it'll do the last command one more time. So I did it 2 more times just then. That is one way that you can actually copy and paste different things in Vim. Now, let's say that I want to make a bulk change. Let's say I want to do find and replace in Vim. So one thing that you can do here is that's very powerful in Vim is find and replace by doing the following. You do escape, colon, and then if you can't tell, there's a little thing here at the very bottom of your screen that indicates what you're typing when you're in the colon mode. So if you press escape colon, then S slash, and then whatever you want to replace. And this is going to be a regex string, not a literal string, but let's just say it's Suresh for now. And then let's replace it with something else. Let's say it is CS490 dude. and then you press /G. Now this is going to find, wherever your cursor is, it's going to find Sresht on your current line, replace it with CS490 dude, and it's going to do that on your single line. So if we do that, there was no pattern found because we're currently at this line right here. This empty line has no pattern for Sresht, but it highlighted all these other finds that it found. It found Sresht throughout the file. So now what we want to do is actually replace it for the entire file. So one thing that you can do is you go back in here and then you can press up to get your last command. Then we go here all the way to the beginning here. And then you put a percentage. So %s Sresht CS490 dude G is going to replace all instances of Sresht with CS490 dude. Awesome. One more thing that we want to talk about is with search and replace is this is actually going to be a regex search. And for those of you who aren't familiar with regex, feel free to post in #general, or you can ask any questions directly to me or something like that. But there's lots of different tutorials available online that'll go over regex. One quick thing I want to teach you about in regex is, let's say that we want to replace every new line. So every time there was a carriage return, we want to replace that with nothing. So before we even do that, let's say we want to replace CS490 dude with nothing. So again, we want to replace CS490 dude. So we do %s to replace all instances of it in the file. Then we do CS490 dude. Then we just leave the second part blank. So we do a double slash to say we don't want anything that it's replaced with. It replaces it with null, basically. Then we do that with G at the end. And now it replaced it with nothing, and now it says my name is, my name is, my name is. Very similar to an Eminem song. Great. So now let's go ahead and do one more replacement, which is a regex one. Like I said before, let's do a carriage return and replace it with nothing. So we take a /n, which is a new line in regex, and we replace it with nothing. So we can replace that with nothing, and we will get the following. It should have everything as one single line, basically, except when we have like 2 returns. So now we're seeing this, and it's all one big line. This is a Vim demo, and then it says my name is 35 different times, basically. So I hope you see through this demo exactly how powerful Vim is. I am by no means an expert at Vim. There are people who I've worked with who've been using Vim for like 10 years as their primary editor. That's not what I'm expecting of you, but I want you to master the basics so that you can use these things very comfortably. I want you to get to a point where you can use Vim to write your Git commits and your readmes and very lightweight like text operations, basically. That's going to be the expectation in industry, and that's going to be my expectation in class. You will be tested on Vim, both like in your exams, and I might ask for it during like some of your projects and stuff like that, but you're not necessarily required to use it day to day. I do hope that you see the value of using Vim and learning it, at least at a basic level, so that you get more and more comfortable with it.